A big front office change for the Indiana Fever.
Current GM Lin Dunn is moving into a new position with the team. Dunn, who was once the team's head coach, will now serve as a senior advisor to the Fever.
Wow, did you hear? Lin Dunn just got fired as GM of the Indiana Fever. This is huge. The team's shaking things up big time, and it might not stop there. Christie Sides could be next on the chopping block. Let's break down what's going on and why it matters for Caitlin Clark and the whole team. After just 2 years, Dunn, who was expected to bring stability to the Fever, is now out. The sudden change feels like a hard reset for the team.
Well, Tony, I like it when plans work. You know, it's always a real positive. And 3+ years ago, I came on board in a capacity interim and then became full-time.
And it may just be the beginning of a larger overhaul. You might be wondering, who's next to go? What does all this mean for Caitlin Clark and the team's future? Is this a positive change for the rookie sensation or a potential setback? This shakeup could impact Clark's trajectory in ways no one saw coming. With fresh leadership and new strategies on the horizon, the Fever might be gearing up for a total reinvention, positioning Clark at the center of it all. Enter Amber Cox, the architect behind the Dallas Wings' recent success. Is she the secret weapon the Fever need to take Caitlin Clark and the team to the next level?
And I felt like year 3, we had the potential to be back in the playoffs, and we had to take the steps, win 5, win 13, and now we won 20. And so I'm real pleased.
Cox isn't just any executive. As the former COO of the Wings, she was instrumental in their skyrocketing success with ticket sales, marketing, and community outreach. Under her leadership, the Wings sold out 7 games last season, playing to 97% capacity at College Park Center. Can she work the same magic in Indiana? Cox is excited about the new challenge, saying, "I am grateful to Kelly, Fever ownership, and M. Raines for this opportunity. I look forward to contributing to a world-class experience for our fans and players both on and off the court." She seems ready to make a mark. Kelly Krauskopf, the Fever's president, has known Cox for over 20 years, calling her a key builder both on and off the court.
She returned to the Fever before the 2022 WNBA draft and helped build the roster this past season, helping the Fever return to the playoffs.
So what exactly does Krauskopf see in Cox that makes her the ideal fit for this job? By bringing in Cox, the Fever are signaling their commitment to growth. But here's the real question. What will Cox's strategy be? Will she stick with the high-tempo style that complements Clark? Or are we about to witness an entirely new approach? Cox's track record shows she can fill arenas and create buzz. Now, she has to build a winning team on the court. Picture this. Cox works her marketing magic. The Fever's games sell out, and Clark becomes the WNBA's next superstar. It sounds like a dream, but there's still a big question mark. Cox was COO at the Wings, not GM. Now, she's stepping into a dual role for the Fever. Can she handle the pressure of managing both the business side and building a competitive roster?
For the first time in 8 years.
Amber Cox will join the Indiana Fever later this month as the Chief Operating Officer and General Manager. Cox served as the COO of the Dallas Wings the past 2 seasons.
The Fever are in the midst of a major rebuild, and the changes aren't just limited to players. With Clark at the helm, they have a chance to turn things around quickly. But there's more change potentially looming. Christie Sides, the current head coach, may not be as secure as she seems. Sides, who was brought in by Dunn, could find herself in a precarious position with Dunn gone. It's like when a new boss comes in. Suddenly, everyone's on edge. Sides' track record with the Fever has been rocky, and Cox is likely scrutinizing every game, wondering if Sides is the right coach to lead them to success. Could a new coach come in and reshape the team around Clark's skill set, or will the entire system shift? Clark is the franchise's future. Whoever is in charge will need to maximize her talents, but it's also about the team as a whole finding chemistry. The Fever are at a crossroads, and their next move could make or break their future. The right coach could transform them into contenders. The wrong one could set them back. One more twist? Caitlin Clark is watching all of this unfold. Her rookie year has been electric, but with a changing leadership team, the game plan might not stay the same. This put her future with the Fever at risk? Clark's debut was nothing short of electrifying, drawing packed houses and wild fans. The Fever built their strategy around her fast-paced play, but will that continue under new leadership? Imagine being in Clark's shoes, A rookie star at the center of a franchise shakeup. That's a lot of pressure. A new GM, a potential coaching change. Clark could be facing a whole new system. What if they slow the game down or shift the focus to defense? That would force Clark to adapt her game. Still, Clark's talent is undeniable, and any smart leadership will want to build around her. No matter what happens, she might be the key to the Fever's resurgence. The coming months will be crucial. Will Clark rise to the challenge and thrive under a new system? Or will the turbulence weigh her down? It's possible that this adversity could push Clark to an even higher level, turning her into a legend. The Fever are making bold moves, and with Clark as their ace, they could hit the jackpot. It's going to be a wild ride, but that's what makes sports exciting. So, what's next? The Fever have hit the reset button, Dunn's out, Cox is in, and Sides may be on her way out. In the middle of it all is Caitlin Clark. But maybe this shakeup is exactly what the Fever need to spark something big. With more games next season, they'll have plenty of chances to showcase their new look. This could be the start of something special for Indiana. With Cox's marketing expertise and the right coaching decisions, the Fever might just become the talk of the league. The Fever's future is undeniably intertwined with how the new management navigates this period of transition. For one, Amber Cox's arrival represents a crucial moment, signaling a shift in the organization's mindset. She's stepping into a role where she'll need to handle both operational management and basketball decisions, a heavy burden for anyone. Historically, teams that balance strong front office leadership with effective coaching tend to succeed, and Cox's challenge will be integrating both elements seamlessly. In Indiana, Cox faces an environment rich with potential, but also riddled with pressure. The Fever have struggled to regain their championship-caliber form from years past, and now, with Caitlin Clark leading the charge, they have the centerpiece around which to rebuild. Yet, even with a player as dynamic as Clark, building a cohesive team is essential. This is where Cox's ability to merge the business side with smart basketball decisions will be tested. She's not just tasked with making the Fever marketable. She needs to construct a team that can win. A key area where Cox can make an immediate impact is in talent evaluation and roster construction. Indiana has shown flashes of promise, but inconsistent play and a lack of depth have held them back. Bringing in new talent to complement Clark will be a priority. With the WNBA expanding both its schedule and eventually its roster size, Cox must identify players who not only fit the team's playing style, but also help elevate the franchise into long-term contenders. Whether through free agency, trades, or the draft, assembling the right mix of veteran leadership and young potential will be critical. One thing that stands out about Cox's success with the Dallas Wings was her ability to connect the team with its community. She crafted a narrative around the Wings that resonated not just with fans, but with the wider sports community. That kind of attention to detail in building a fan base could be a game changer for the Fever. Indiana, being a basketball-rich state, has a lot to offer in terms of fan engagement, but recent struggles have dulled the excitement around the franchise. Cox's proven ability to energize a fan base could create a more dynamic home court advantage, turning Indiana into a fortress where opponents dread playing.